Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you coming back. Today's kind of exciting. I am actually upgrading my mother's laptop to a solid state hard drive from one of the old mechanical HDDs, hard disk drives. And what we're doing is we're going to go with the Samsung Evo 860. My opinion, these are some of the best solid state drives on the market. They are just, their performance is fantastic. And as you guys will see, that there is a huge performance difference between hard disk drives, the old mechanical drives with the little spinning disc inside, and the SSDs, which do not have any moving parts. They're not mechanical. SSD stands for solid state drive, but that's because they're like in a solid state. There's no moving parts, and they are just so much faster. So you guys will definitely see that in this video. And to do this, I'm actually using a docking station or cloner today. This is from StarTech. I will go ahead and put a link down in the description below for this, the solid state drive. And I'm going to put a link in there for Acronis 2, which is what I usually use. It's software-based cloning. But I just decided I'm not going to use that today. I'm going to go the lazy, easier route and just put it in this and push the button and let it clone it. I don't really feel like doing any of the software stuff today. Don't let that intimidate you. It's not hard. It's pretty easy actually. But this is just the route that I've chosen today. So, oh goody. So this is what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to start by booting this computer up and actually timing how long it takes. And what we're going to do is we're going to let it go all the way into Windows, and then I'm going to let it load the icons down below. Now, I don't have a lot loading with this computer just because the hard drive has been bottlenecking it and it's not so fast, but the solid state will fix that once we get that installed. So I'm actually going to boot it up, and I'm going to actually time it before we replace the drive, and then we'll do that after as well, just so you guys can see the performance on that. So anyway, I'm going to hit the start button and the power button on the computer at the same time. So here we go. I don't know if you guys can see this, so I don't know if you can see the computer in the background, but we'll see. I'll just kind of tell you what it is so I can kind of be over here. Okay, it's loading Windows. And like I said, I'm going to wait until all the little icons gather down here, because that's everything that she needs when the computer starts. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just her built-in antivirus, which is the Windows Defender. It needs to load that. And then her backup software, which she uses to back up her data on a nightly basis. So far we're at 48 seconds, and I know there's still a couple of icons to load here. I think there's at least one more, yes, for her backup, her data backup. So far we're already at a minute. Okay, there's her remote access software, and then that. So we're looking at 1 minute and 6 seconds for total boot up. I'm sure you guys can see that. 1 minute and 6 seconds for total boot up, and that is on the old hard disk drive, mechanical drive. So let's go ahead and power this off. I'm going to start the clone. I'll show you guys a little bit of that, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we finally got it out of there. I didn't bore you with everything because that was kind of a pain in the butt to get apart, but I got it, and I didn't even break anything. So here is the mechanical drive that's in it. It's in this little rubbery thing, kind of helps keep it in there. But that is the drive right there. That is the one that we are replacing. This is the mechanical drive that is bottlenecking this system and making it so slow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, put it in the cloner as the source drive, put the new drive in as the destination, hit the button, and then we just kind of gotta wait. So that whole thing with actually cloning it with that cloner, it actually is a waiting process. I mean, depending on how much data is on the drive, it can take anywhere from, I've seen them go 20 minutes to a couple of hours. So we're going to wait that out. In the meantime, a lot of you might be wondering, should you upgrade to a solid state, or do you need to upgrade to a solid state? My overall opinion on that is going to be yes, you absolutely do. Mechanical hard drive is much, much slower. What happens when you do anything on your computer, say you go to run a program where you have a mechanical drive, it actually has to, it works like an old record player. There's a disc in there and there's a needle that just searches for that information. So when you double click on a application or a program to run that program, that drive, the processor sends the signal to the drive, and then the drive, using that little needle and disc, actually goes and looks for that program to load it. When you have a solid state, it bypasses the mechanics of that. So it's actually just, it's very responsive, it's almost instant. It doesn't have to go look for it. It's all done digitally in like a chip. An SSD is pretty much basically just like a flash drive. A flash drive has no moving parts. So it doesn't actually have to go out and seek that information, search that information, and find that information. It's instant. And so that's one of the many things that makes a SSD, a solid state drive, a lot faster. So yeah, I would highly recommend that you upgrade to a solid state. I've seen some instances where people were able to, when their computer just slowed down, it was almost unusable. It was a few years old. Instead of going out and buying a new computer, they upgraded it to a solid state, and it made the computer faster than what it was when they first bought it a few years back. So yes, I would recommend always upgrading to a solid state drive. So all we have to do now is pull the new hard drive out of that cloner, pop it into the system, and boot it up, and it should boot right up. Sometimes you have to go into the BIOS, the BIOS, which is the basic input-output system for the laptop. It's very rare that you have to do that, but sometimes you have to choose the boot device. But it should pick right up and just boot right into Windows, and should be a lot faster. So we're going to test that. Okay, so we have it all back together. The new drive is in, it's cloned. So if you remember, it was 1 minute and 6 seconds for booting on the last one. So we're just going to go ahead and start that over and see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and hit start now. And let's see how much performance increase we have with a solid state here. It's already pretty much booted into Windows. And the icons are loading. And there you go. So we are right at 30-second boot time compared to 1 minute and 6 second boot time on the previous mechanical drive. So as you guys can see, like, there's a huge performance. The solid state drives are, they say, anywhere from 3 to 5 times faster than a hard disk drive, a regular mechanical hard disk drive, and in some instances they can be even faster than that. And also they last longer. They've recently done some studies, and I couldn't even quote where or what company or who, that they said that these things could literally last hundreds of years. None of us are going to be alive to test that theory, but I don't know how accurate that is, but it's quite a difference. Mechanical drives, since there are moving parts, anything with moving parts, anything mechanical is going to fail. But anything that's not mechanical is eventually going to fail. But the point is that these will last a lot longer, They increase your performance, and they're just the way to go. So if you have a slow computer and that's something that you want to do, you might want to think about just upgrading your hard drive to a solid state. It would help immensely. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. The direct link for the hard drive is in the description below, for the cloner is in the description, and even the Acronis software that I usually use is also in the description. So if this is something you want to do, go ahead and click those links. You can purchase those items right there directly from Amazon. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, but I can't be 24/7 tech support for people, but I'll do my best. So anyway, that's it, guys. Have a great day.